Voila! Everyone, and welcome to the Amanda Matanda Show. I'm Amanda, and thank you guys for watching. I am so super excited about today's episode because today we're going to be tapping a little bit on finances, and joining me today is an amazing, lovely woman here in Alberta. Yes, it's so funny. Yeah, and her name is Florence Murota. Florence, welcome on the show.
Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah, it's lovely to have you here. I was like, finally I get to sit down with Florence. Yay! Especially when I was trying to get a hold of you, and everyone was like, you need to sit down with Florence. You need to, and my aunt, you need to sit down with Florence. And then, we got to sit down.
Absolutely.
And we got to find out, I'm your mini me, I'm your mini you.
Yeah, like little twin.
Right? And it's so lovely to finally have you here.
Thank you so much. It is amazing to be on your show. I've always seen your show, and you know what? It's an amazing thing that you're doing. So I'm honored to be here.
I try. Thank you.
You're doing a great job. You're doing an amazing job.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So just for the viewers we've already had our interactions before.
Right.
And would you mind giving the viewers just a glimpse of who Florence is in a nutshell?
Well, Florence is an insolvency counselor by profession. What that means, before we used to be called bankruptcy and insolvency counselors.
Okay.
So we've removed the word bankruptcy because it just scares everybody.
Yeah.
But an insolvency counselor is just someone that helps people to get out of debt.
Okay.
And I'm a mom of three teenagers.
Wow, guys, does she look like a mom of 3 teenagers? No, you don't. Wow,
they're training me.
Are you kidding? You look good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm humbled by that. So I'm a mom of 3, and I'm also studying full time. I'm doing my bachelor's in business admin.
Okay.
Concentrating on entrepreneurship and innovation.
Okay.
Just to pair it with what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm an insolvency counselor. I'm also a credit counselor. I help clients that have credit issues and help them to rebuild the credit. And I help the clients that also have debt and get them out of debt.
Oh, nice. Perfect. Exactly what I prepared. So that's an alignment. So which is perfect.
That's good.
All right. So as we all know, Canada welcomes and embraces diversity, and this is a question that I always ask all my guests when they come here. Like, you've obviously been asked where you're from. I already know where you're from, but obviously just to the viewers, if you'd like to tell them where you're from, or were you raised here, or
Well, I'm originally born in Zimbabwe.
Right? So Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe.
Right. Yeah. Originally born in Zimbabwe, and I went to. When I finished school, I was sent over to Dallas, Texas for school.
Okay.
And I did about 10 years in Texas, and then now it's been in Canada, and 10 years here in Canada.
Wow.
So it's like a half and half. So now I have a chance to compare which places I really liked. And so far, Canada is number 1. You know what? Just because
so this is to somebody out there who was thinking I was going to move for them. And I was like, no, you move for me. Right? Exactly. That's how much I love Canada as well.
I love it. There's been just more quality of life for me.
Yeah.
And I've managed to achieve my goals, and just the sky is the limit.
It's the limit.
There's so many
Actually, I believe the sky is the beginning, because really, we don't know how far the sky is.
Absolutely. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. You say that, girl. Yeah. You go, girl.
Awesome. No, that's great to know. Were you always, now that you said you're now into business and you're also taking education for what you're doing, have you always been business oriented, or you've also been infected by the bug that's going on with this generation. Like, I can tell you that's a bug. Like, everybody is a business owner, everybody's a CEO, everybody owns a company, and yeah. So that's why I'm like, I need to call this a bug that's going on, right?
That's true, but for me, honestly speaking, I never wanted to be in business, right, at all. But I have a good friend of mine that's very close to me, my confidant, who always says, you never know where life pushes you.
Right.
And with what's happening around you and what's going on around you.
And with the way now everybody's trying to figure out their purpose, right?
Exactly. And then it pushes you into that.
Right.
Like, honestly, I didn't think I would be in any kind of business at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did own a couple of businesses in the US.
Okay.
Well, not a couple. I used to do, some tax preparation, and we had a field services business as well, where we would just restore properties that had gone into foreclosure and have them ready for resale.
Oh wow.
But not that it was a passion, really. It was work. It was really work and trying to make that dollar. But with what I do now, I've only been in the same industry since I've been in Canada. So it's a passion for me. It's a passion. Yeah.
Okay. Passion turned into business.
Yes, it turns into that. Okay. I generally don't like to call it a business, actually. Yeah. To me, it's a service that I provide, because I'm helping people. Okay. Real people, real families get back to a financial fitness kind of lifestyle.
Right. Oh wow, that sounds good. And it's always good when you do what you love. Yeah. And it's easy for you to help with all your heart, wholeheartedly, and to say, okay, I am going to give the advice, especially when it comes to your finances. Like, it's not a very easy industry, and there are lots of dodgy people out there.
Exactly.
I ask questions.
There's a lot of sharks there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sharks, and I always tell my clients, always research.
Yeah.
Even after you meet up with me and I tell you whatever I've told you, research still. Yeah. And I never ask anyone to go ahead and sign any kind of paperwork. I don't want you to make a decision when you're in my office. Yeah. I need you to go home, think about it, and talk to a friend, your friends, and research and come back. And then a ready client is the best client ever.
I like that. So what got you interested in wanting to tap into financial services?
You know what?
Did you love accounts?
No, I hate accounts. I hate accounting.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. I hate accounting. No shades to any accountants.
Okay, accountants. She said no shades.
You know what? My mom has 8 sisters. And of the 8 sisters, I think 6 or 7 of them worked in all the banks in Zimbabwe.
Wow.
And my mom and dad met at the bank.
Wow.
And she carried me in the bank when she was pregnant. And then I worked for the same bank. So my parents met at the same bank, and I was born there and I worked there. But then at that time, in that era, the computer system things, the IT, the computer programming, that became the in thing to do, and that's how most people were doing overseas. So I actually went to Dallas to do computer information systems.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Which I hate. I don't do that.
Business information systems.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. We're in IT.
I could not write that language. Like, honestly, C+, what? I'm like, okay.
But yeah, the different.
But I wasn't paying the tuition my parents were paying, so I had to do it, right? I did it, but...
Let's do it if you pay for it.
Yeah, well, we'll make you happy, But
unlike now.
Exactly. So then I ended up working in customer service. I did a lot of customer service, going to school and working part-time, and I worked for a mortgage company, and I was a loan administrator. Okay. So it kind of tied up with, the banking already. Like, my mom's in Zimbabwe, on Wednesdays, the banks are half day. They work half day. Okay. So they always used to meet up.
But why is that though? Since it's beginning of the week,
on a Wednesday, I don't know.
Okay.
So all the time it was half day, and they always used to meet up, and they would talk about what happened, the shortage, and da. It was always about money. Okay. So I grew up around money talks. I would see my mom doing the budgeting. She would have the envelope system and send me out to pay the bills and stuff. So I just enjoyed it. When I came to Canada, I took a class. It was a 10-week course. Okay. And in this 10-week course, they actually had someone that comes in to talk to you about your personality, your colors, and who you are, and things that you love. And they said you should do what you love. What do you like? And I said I love money and I love talking.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a psychologist and I don't want to be an accountant. So I don't know what I can do
yeah.
that mixes the two.
Talking. Yeah.
Talking.
Right. Okay.
So that's when I met my first boss, was a credit counselor, and she came in and she started talking about her job. I fell in love with her, bugged her until she says, you know what? I'm not going to look at the 100 resumes I have. I'm just going to call you in and I'll teach you.
Wow.
And that's how it
just
started.
like that.
Yeah, and I've just
that is
grown
awesome.
in the industry.
And like we say, when you just go for it, you know what you want, you
Yeah.
know what you love. We're talking about it just off camera, right?
Exactly.
And that is so amazing. And now that you're in there, so are there any activities that you've hosted in the community in regards to the financial world? And
absolutely. Like I had, an opportunity to, with the job that I had before, like I would be able to be aired on TV and around Christmas time, and be able to talk about budgeting and things like that. And also there was a program called Her Success.
Okay.
It's young women, because they came up and said, we sit down and talk about shopping and drinking and eating.
But problems.
But we never sit down to talk about money. Right?
About money, which is true. Yeah.
So then we went for a workshop and we talked to younger women. I've always loved empowering women.
Yeah.
And even young men, because I have a son, because I feel there's a lot for women, but also young men need the help, because those are the men for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm also part of it's a group called Leduc Leading Women.
Okay.
Based out of Leduc County.
Right.
I sit on the board and I chair the new immigrant women's seat.
Okay.
And I also work for I volunteer at the Leduc Food Bank. I do budgeting and finance courses there every Friday.
Okay.
From 10 to 12. And I try and give back to the community with different things. I've done a workshop as well with it's the immigration. It's an African community, and they have like an immigration board and stuff like that.
Is it the same as Africa Center?
Yes, Africa Center.
Okay,
right.
I've heard of those.
Yeah. I've done a workshop with them on credit.
That's good. That is so great. So for those new in Canada, like you say, you also work with immigrants who come in, right? How do you help them establish their credit? And actually, it's two questions in one sentence. Right. So how do you help those who are new in Canada to establish their credit? And those with bad credit, how do you help them to reestablish their credit?
So, I mean, with new Canadians, really, and this is an opportunity I've had to sit down with the Minister of Finance at the time, Kevin Sorensen, and we had a round table, and my thing was, there needs to be education on credit. Like when you get that SIN number, that's the first point of contact with a new immigrant. When that SIN number is given, then an education or a course needs to be given to new immigrants right
so
off
they
the
know,
bat.
because we didn't know about credit coming from Zimbabwe or from Africa. I don't know other African countries are speaking.
Right. So it's a new animal. So you find you have people from so many different parts of the world coming here, and they're used to cash basis, and the fear of, oh my goodness, now I'm behind, they're going to come and take my furniture, they're going to come and do this.
And what it means when a bank calls you to give you an offer and say, oh, you know, we can give you a credit card.
Honestly speaking, there's really no programs that are out there to help new immigrants unless you go to the centers and you offer their help. Or they teach them once they come in. Because I'll be honest with you, when I came to Canada, the first week I opened a bank account, and they opened a bank account and applied for a credit card right away.
Wow.
So I had $5,000 right away.
Wow.
I didn't ask for it.
I guess maybe because different times.
Now it's different times. But then when you come in, your credit is still A+. You're like a baby, right? Just born, so you don't owe anybody. No credit is not good either, as you're new to the country and it's the bank giving it to you. Nobody educated you on it. And they only tell you.
And you think you're the boss.
There's a sense of entitlement, and you feel like, you know what? The bank honored me. They like me.
They like me.
They're giving me a $10,000 credit card.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why
Right?
not? Yeah.
And until you max it out.
And then until they start come knocking at your door, we want our money back.
Exactly.
And then you don't know how much interest you owe them. And then you're like, what is going on?
Exactly.
Right, yeah,
So it's a matter of, just educating our family, hopefully like the banks can educate people more when they give them that information, and any other new immigrant centers. And those are some of the things I would like to do, sitting on the board of educating women and help more in terms of finances and educating them on credit.
Okay. And so even the ones who have ruined their credit, do you guys also tap into helping them on how to establish their credit?
Absolutely. That's the main piece of cake that I work on, actually. Yeah. So normally, like, I would sit down with a client, do a quick assessment. I go over 5 different options with them. I show them what they're doing, which I call the DIY option. This is what you're doing on your own. And then I say, okay, in 5 years, making a minimum payment of this is all you're paying.
Right.
So you're pretty much nursing it. It's like a fungus. It's going to keep growing. Yeah. Right. Or there are other options in the industry. There are non-profit organizations that can help just lump up the debt, stop interest rate and charges, and then they give you a chance to pay back the debts over a period of time, like maybe 4.5 years. And then we also now go under the Legislative Act. If we're going to go through like a Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act, we have what is called a bankruptcy, which everybody knows.
And fear.
Yeah, and they and because there's a lot of myths around it, and people don't really understand. Sometimes it's necessary, and it's the best thing to do. And you don't necessarily lose your homes and your vehicles just because you went bankrupt, right? Nobody will know until you say it.
You say it,
right? Or there's another one, I like to call it the happy baby of the industry, which is a consumer proposal, right? And it helps people a lot. Like, your life still goes on, but you have a break. It's like you have a reset button. I took the red button from Staples, the one.
That one, the easy button.
So I like to say, you know what? Once we cut up your credit cards, just hit it. That was easy. Wow. And I make sure in my office we all celebrate with you as you cut it, because there's a lot of emotion in that. There's that emotional attachment to credit, right?
And then speaking of which, now that you've mentioned those 2 major options, right? There's 5 that we all know, right? So that being said, you're saying a consumer proposal comes up to being the better option depending on your situation.
With your situation, right.
So what's the difference between somebody filing for bankruptcy and somebody filing a consumer proposal?
I generally don't encourage bankruptcies because there's just other options. So
because I know that that's the very last option, like
very last, very last option. Now, say depending on the situation, right? Like at one point in time, I had a client that was just on EI. He didn't have any other income. Living with his parents, he's gone through a divorce. He owed. They had a nanny from the Philippines, and they didn't pay. They thought they were paying everything until CRA came back.
Until CRA is like, we want the money, and CRA don't play.
They don't play. They want their money.
And this we mean the real CRA, not Inspector Craig Williams.
No.
You know the fraud, right?
Yeah.
My gosh. Yeah. Okay.
So he ended up, going through a divorce, and he has CRA sitting there about 57,000, and he has his own credit card debts about $80,000. Right. So he has got no money to pay them back. And because he was injured as well, so he's not going anywhere. He's not working. So for his sake, the best he can get is, a bankruptcy. And we put him in a bankruptcy. And with the bankruptcy, it's a formula, right? It all depends. 9 months, 21 months, 36 months. You have to be educated around it, why you're going into it, and what is around it. And it's provincial. So there's different provincial rules. If you're in...
So can somebody run away?
You can't run away. They'll find you. It's the same CRA.
Right, yeah.
They'll find you and garnish you. So, Just so you know, Alberta would.
Okay, just so you know, guys. So, in as much as saying it's professional, it doesn't mean you need to leave the province. They won't find you. They will find you.
They'll find you.
Okay.
They'll garnish you. They'll, you know, they'll put a lien on whatever it is. Yeah, they'll start taking away from your benefits if there are any benefits that you're supposed to get. Your child tax benefit. They'll get you.
They'll get you.
They'll get you. But like, we have different exemptions with each province. So Alberta is the best place to go bankrupt because our exemptions are like much bigger.
Yeah. Okay.
You find more people saving their homes, their vehicles. If it's financed, they're not taking it. You always have to think like a creditor, and this is what I tell my clients. You have to think like a creditor. Why would I come and take your house if there's no equity in it?
Oh wow, yeah.
Right. So what am I gaining
it from? Yeah.
Right? Why would I come and take your vehicle if it's being financed?
If it's being financed,
it's
and
not yours.
Insurance.
Exactly. And it's not yours. And technically speaking, whatever bank it is has first dibs on it.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to think like that.
Okay.
But again, CRA can, as a punitive action, sometimes can let the house go, just so they can free up your cash flow and stop living over your means.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So as a punitive, if you're someone that probably, I've seen people that haven't paid taxes like for more than 10 years. So yeah, it's there. They're there.
Tell me you're joking.
No, I'm not joking. And I'm not advising anyone to not pay their taxes.
Do not miss your taxes because when it comes
taxes,
back to you, it comes
you
hard.
Yeah,
I bet.
it does. But again, the industry we're in, we can suppress them. We can write them off, but it's on a case-by-case basis. I have to look at the file.
Like everything, like over and beyond.
Yeah, above
wow.
and beyond. But there's a lot of stuff that we can do. So with the proposal, you still have your life. With the bankruptcy, you know, you can't be a director, you can't own a
report
business.
every time.
Yes, you have to have your income and expenses on a monthly basis, report. If you start making more than you were making when we first put you in the bankruptcy, they will extend the term. Or you cut out a check and give them that money. So, and then depending on the province, like say for your house here in Alberta, you can have up to $40,000 equity in the home, and it's okay. But in BC, or if I'm not mistaken in Ontario, you can't have more than 2,500 equity in the home. So it's different.
Yeah.
So it depends with where you are, depending with the rules there. So I generally work with clients here in Alberta. Sometimes we can cross over a bit to say Saskatchewan, depending, right? Because we have the same trustees that we work with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, I think everybody needs to be educated in finances really, because we live around finance.
Yeah.
We live around
There's not
finance.
enough.
There's no way you can
going around.
Yeah.
There's not enough of it, and like, you know, even with the kids, I would think starting with the kids at that young age and letting them understand the difference between, okay, so I've given you $5, so you can't have it all. Yeah, you can't have it all. You're either gonna pick this or get the cheaper brand if you want to get two things, or you get the expensive one and you get one.
Right.
So you start them when they're very young.
Right.
And then they get to know that and understand that. Let them work for the money. They shouldn't just be given allowances. They should know where this money. I'm sorry to say, I don't give allowances. I don't.
Parents.
I don't.
Watch it.
I
Don't spoil them too much.
I don't give allowances because you know what? We all live in the same house. We're all working in there, so we need to take care of the house. But what we did is we decided we'll sit down with the kids and go over the family budget with them.
Okay.
And say, Mommy and Daddy make this much, and this is all we have.
Yeah.
And so, because I found myself saying no, too many times.
Yeah.
So with the three kids, the first one comes and says no, and then the next one is no, and the third one is I said no. So I'm thinking, okay, number three, like really is like, but what did I do? I just asked.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, you know what? We'll make it special with them. We'll make it special, and we'll say, you know what? This is how, you know, when Mommy and Daddy go out to work, this is how much they bring. This is a family secret. We're not telling everybody that Mommy and Daddy bring this much.
Okay.
This is what they bring, and look, this is what we have to pay all of this.
Okay.
And they're like, so we have to pay for the lights? We have to pay for water? We have to pay for... I said, yeah. And they're like, is there anything that we don't pay for? I said, just the air you breathe, but some people still have to pay for that.
Right, that's
Right?
true. Yeah.
Because I even have clients sometimes that say, I stayed in an apartment and I waited for electricity to turn on. I didn't know I had to pay for electricity. Until the landlord comes in and says, well, you have to call EPCOR or something and then get the lights on. So if you don't teach them at home, they're not being taught at school.
Yeah.
So they go into the world, they just wing it. They have no idea. So nobody's teaching them because money is such a taboo topic.
It is.
So you have to be open with your kids, teach them, and let them know. So that way they know, you know what, this month we don't have the money. And you know what, when we have the money, we can do what you want. That way you're not saying no.
No,
too
every
much.
time.
Yeah. And they understand
that,
the reason
yeah.
because they understand.
And that's how I think maybe in the African culture we've never had to know much because they'll never give you the information. It's just a no.
Oh yeah.
Move on.
Exactly.
Right.
Because it's taboo. Like if you look at it, did your parents ever tell you or show you their pay stub?
Oh no.
Right?
You
It's
don't
none
even
of your
ask.
business.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's none of your business. So you always live in this oblivion and then they expect you to leave the house and go to school, but at school they're not teaching you anything about budgeting.
Oh yeah.
And then they expect you to leave and go stay on your own, but who taught you? Right? Nobody taught you anything.
Wow. So, what are the three things, like the three mistakes that people make when it comes to financial decisions that lead them into drowning? Yeah.
You know what? Every single day when you wake up, you never think that anything bad is going to happen to you. And then something happens, right? So I think not thinking about the future and always thinking that we're invincible is a mistake, because you could have an accident, you could have a divorce, you could have a death tomorrow, and then everything just changes. Yeah. So keeping most of your debts maxed is not such a good idea.
Okay.
And I would say also keeping just making minimum payments is a good game, but if you're not paying down anything, then that's a mistake.
It's a mistake because interest is still piling up. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then most people just concentrate on, but I've got a great credit score, right? You're playing the making payments on time game correct, and the score is going up, but your credit content is heavy, right? So you need to work on the credit content as well, because it's not good for borrowing. You can't get anything. Right. You have a 720 score, so right, we can't give you anything.
Okay.
So I think that's one of the mistakes people do, and just accepting credit. You know, you can live without a credit card, seriously,
and still build up your credit.
You don't need to. There are other tools that are out there that you can use for that. You can use your vehicle payment. You can use other things that are out there. We can use even be it a loan, a small loan that you have.
You don't necessarily need to have a big loan.
No, you don't have to. It depends, right? If you have your home already, you have your vehicle already, like, do you want to buy a yacht? Like, what else, right?
I know, right?
So just minimize it. If you have too many cards, then start cutting down on them. So I think those are maybe some of the mistakes that people make. They overextend themselves with credit. The banks will keep giving you. Yeah. Right? So you need to know when to say no. Yeah. Exactly. It's enough.
And why are you giving me now? May say no. Like, I am good, which is a bit disappointment to them because it's their loss. But then for some people will be thinking, oh yeah, they like me, like you're saying.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, they give me.
Think about it like, you know what, whoever is behind the phone or whoever you're talking to them, you're maybe you're gonna win. They're gonna win movie tickets if they sell 5 more products today. So you're a product for them. Yeah. And then you give in, and guess what? They win movie tickets for the week, and you win debt. You win debt, right?
Wow. So and you're thinking you're the master.
Exactly. So you can always take that.
Right. Oh wow, that's funny. So what keeps you motivated to do what you do?
You know what? I just generally love what I do because it's helping people. It's seeing real people, you know, helping real families, real lives. And, you know, I call my office a place of healing.
Yeah.
Because not only are we talking about money, but there's a lot of emotional attachments that's there. There's also a lot
and
of
letting go of some property.
Yeah, letting go of things like that, and just because you've worked hard for it.
Yeah.
But then now it's time to let it go, but we have to deal with it. And sometimes if it's a lot of debt, I, as a counselor, I like to go beyond today. You know, and then how did it start? How did we get there? And sometimes it's a loss of a child, and you didn't even know that. And the only way you figured it, how to get out of it, is going for some retail therapy. And it was never dealt with. And 10 years later, you're like, how did I get here?
Right.
So it's dealing with that, the emotional part, and giving that peace, real peace of mind and mental health. I think it's such a joy to see my clients come in on the first day and then come back after we're done dealing with it, and they are all smiles, and they tell you, I started that exercise regimen, I was telling you, I got that new job, I'm getting married, you know, like, because now they have less on their mind. And just seeing people saying thank you. Thank you for giving me my life back.
That is so awesome, and that is so amazing, and just to educate people out there in terms of finances. So I was like, you know what, at least if I sit down and talk about finances with somebody who's in it, right, who knows, who's a bit well versed in it, and just give a glimpse of, you know, how people are afraid to make some of these decisions, what leads them into making those decisions. It's so helpful, and thank you so much for that.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. I'm very honored to be here with you, and, you know, whatever the next person we can help, it's the better. Right.
You heard it for yourselves, guys. But anyway, before we go, we're gonna have a tiny, I don't know if I should call it a game, but open questions.
Okay.
Random questions.
All right.
Very random, and I am not gonna ask you those questions. This boy is gonna ask you the questions.
Okay.
So before we go, we're just gonna have this fun time. So you're gonna be lucky to have a very normal question. You'll be lucky.
Okay, I'm never lucky, so I know I'm not.
To have a very, actually, let me not say normal question, a decent question.
Ooh.
Let's put it that way, a very decent question.
Okay.
And you'll be unfortunate to have a crazy weird question. I don't know which crazy weird question that will be. Let's wait and find out.
Okay.
So you're just gonna have to pick 3.
Okay.
So some of it, thank God I didn't do dares, but
okay,
it was gonna be fun. But anyway, nonetheless, just pick one question or one statement.
Okay.
And it's according to you. Go ahead, read it. It's according to you, not per actual response. And what is it?
Okay, so should I say what the question is?
Yeah, because if it's a statement, you're gonna have to say the whole statement and finish it off.
Oh, okay. So it says, wow.
It's not a crazy one then.
No.
Your face would have changed, trust me.
You know what? My greatest fear.
Okay.
Jeez. My greatest fear is not being able to do what I do now. What I love the most is, you know, doing my work. I live for my work, and my greatest fear is not being able to do that. And I think about it every day, that what else can I do if I'm not doing this? And it's been hard, and I've been learning to think of something else that I like. Right. Because my job entails using my brain quite a bit. Yeah. And I said, I'm going to grow old one day. Yeah. What do I love doing? Okay. Right? I need to think of something else. So my greatest fear is, what do I do after that when I grow old?
Oh yes, I remember. I was telling my mom I'm gonna do that next summer. Why would you do that? Why would you? Yeah,
I still want to live. I've got kids, man.
Okay, you got. I ain't got no kids, so I'm going skydiving next summer. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's.
It's such a great part of me. Yeah. Okay. It's just me.
So guys, who wouldn't want to work with somebody who loves what they do? Like, I'm serious.
It's so much. Every day you go to work, it's not like you're going to work.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I went to work 6 in the evening.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
This is the highlight of my day, going to the office. I feel better, like I'm excited to come to work. Because I meet a new person, a new scenario, and it's like a chess game. I have to be thinking outside the box. How do we resolve this? And I like that challenge. Just do what you love. Do what you love.
Awesome. All right. Second question, or second statement, or second weird question. Okay, let's see your face now. Okay.
What do you know for sure?
For sure.
Like
with my exact accent, exact energy in it. For sure.
Mm-hmm. I know I am happy.
Whoa!
I am happy. For sure. I am living
and
in
happiness
my
is
truth.
what you need.
I am
in your
happy.
life. In life.
That's
in
all
general.
I want. And I'm not talking money happiness.
Yeah.
I'm talking about mental happiness. I'm talking about freedom to do what I love, who I want to be, who is flow.
Because I'm happy.
I'm happy.
Oh yeah.
Feel like happiness
Is I don't know the lyrics because I'm happy. But exactly, we're singing the same song.
Yes.
But yeah, we're singing that one.
And those
happiness,
lyrics, yes.
joy is the best thing you can ever have for yourself.
Look
you can
for
ever, yeah.
Be happy for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what? If nobody makes you happy, you shouldn't wait for somebody to make
you happy. It starts with you.
You have to make yourself happy from within. Fill yourself with your own happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next person is just
attracted to that happiness.
Yeah, and a little cherry on top. You bring your rainbow, I bring my rainbow. We have 2 big rainbows and unicorns.
Yes!
I like that.
You heard that? You bring your rainbow, I'll bring my rainbow.
Yes.
And we have what?
Unicorns and Skittles.
It's Skittles! Ooh, it's Skittles, guys. Skittles. Yes? Oh my god.
Skittles.
Nice Skittles. Yes, I like that. Skittles. Okay, let's leave it at that. But anyway, it's not too much.
Okay.
Okay, now I hope this was the crazy one.
No crazy. Now I'm shaking. I'm literally shaking.
Oh no, the crazy one is in pink, so yeah, you're lucky. The crazy ones are in pink. Some of the pink ones. Okay.
Wow. You know what? Honestly, not trying to be religious or anything. I look up to a higher power, and to me, I only think God is the only person or highest power to me that I look up to. Like when I'm happy, when I need something, or every single day. And I always feel they're the CEO of your life anyways.
Yeah.
So that's who I look up to. And my friend, my best friend, is my coach, is my confidant, is my best friend, is my everything. That's my friend. I look up to my friends. Yeah, because those are the only you have to. You know, as you get happier, you shed off. You know, and then you just have the few.
Yeah.
That really love you. The legit ones that want to be around you.
Yeah.
And I look up to them too, right? Yeah. So I look up to my friends.
That is so great, and thank you so much. And you've been so lucky. I don't know who's gonna be lucky
now I know.
So to pick the weird ones. Like you heard me today, I said pink. I'm going to change.
Okay, now I know.
So most of the crazy ones are in pink, but thank you so much, Flora. It was so lovely to have you.
Really
and the last part of the show was just so hilarious. And as much as it wasn't as hilarious as it would have been if you picked up one interesting one. And the other one has to do with I'm not gonna say. I was just about to say. But anyway. But thank you so much for coming. It was so lovely. Just the bit of education that you had to give to the viewers. And it was such an honor to have you here. And just to know Florence, it's an honor. I'm so sorry, guys. It is an honor. I am so lucky to know her. If you know, I'm chocolate.
Thank you. I am so humbled. Like, thank you so much. Like,
right.
It's such an honor to be here on your show. Like, I've seen you do a lot of amazing work.
I try.
And you know what? Keep it up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I look forward to having you again, or just to work with you in the future.
Absolutely.
And to the viewers, thank you so much for watching. Had it not been for you, I wouldn't still be doing this, but then because of you, I am glad I have guests like her for you to watch and for me to keep doing this. And thank you for your love and your support. And I just wanted to say, actually, compliments. The first thing, compliments of the new year, and welcome back to the season 3 of the Amanda Murota show. And we are still going.
Yes.
This is just the beginning, and we're just still gonna go. And because of that, it's because of the viewers who keep watching, and it was like, oh yeah, so who's the next guest? And you know, it keeps me going too, right? So I am too grateful for the viewers, and keep watching, keep supporting. And if you know somebody who hasn't subscribed to the Amanda Murota show, tell them to feel free to subscribe here. And if you're watching, you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe here and share around. And thank you guys for watching. Take care and God bless you. Remember, little girls with dreams become women of vision. Take care and God bless you.